Well, hello. I'm so glad you're here. This is beginner's yoga for weight loss. And if you're new to yoga, you're absolutely in the right place. If you're not new to yoga, it's always wonderful to practice beginner's yoga. Get 2 blocks today in your yoga mat and put on something comfortable. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell, because I do not want you to miss any yoga classes, because yoga makes you feel better. All right, let's get moving. We'll begin sitting up nice and tall. Take a moment to close your eyes, connecting with your breath, and we'll start our practice today with an affirmation. So repeat quietly or out loud if you wish. I live in the present moment, joyous and free. I live in the present moment, joyous and free. Releasing your hands, roll yourself forward onto your hands and knees. And walk your hands just a little bit in front of your shoulders with your knees underneath your hips, and then shift your hips to the right and swing them back toward your right heel a little, and then to the middle and to the left. Inhale, bring your hips towards your left wrist and then over towards your right wrist. And same thing, we're going to take the hips back to the heels. Starting on the right, move them over to the left. Inhale, coming forward toward the left wrist and over toward the right wrist. Exhale, hips toward the right and then the left. And stretching. Now we'll take the hips, inhale to the left and toward the left wrist. So just basically go the other direction now with your circles. I'm just going to warm up the hips a little bit. If you find a place that feels really good and you want to stay there, then just stay and take a breath or two in a good stretch. And then make your way back into child's pose, keeping the arms extended in front of you. Spread your fingers. Press down onto the base of your fingers and lift up through your forearms. Inhale, back up onto your hands and knees. This time, walk your wrists underneath your shoulders and extend your right leg back. Tucking the toes under, pull the belly in, lift it up from the inner thigh. Drop the outer right hip down and then reach forward with your left arm. Find something to focus on to help with your balance. And if your left knee needs extra padding, then pad it up. And now stretch through the arm and the leg. Really, really stretch as much as you can through the arm and the leg. But pull your ribs and belly in and up. Squeeze your left hip in towards center. Keep dropping the right hip. And release back to center. Extend the left leg back, toes tucking under, drop the left hip down, pull the ribs and belly in, and then reach the left leg straight up, point the toes down. Reach through the right arm, extend through the arm and the leg as much as you can as you breathe here. Continue steady breathing, but draw your belly and your ribs in and up gently. Stretching through the arm and the leg, soften the shoulder blades and soften the jaw. Just another breath here. We're going to remember how we lift that leg from the inner thigh and drop the outer hip, because we're going to do that later. Release back to table. Walk your hands again in front of the shoulders. Turn your inner elbows toward the front of the mat gently. Tuck your toes and stretch back into downward dog. Arms, shoulders distance, feet hips width, and start with the knees bent. Then reach the right heel toward the floor, straightening the leg, bend both knees. And now the left heel down. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, stretch both legs out as much as they will, but keep all of that length through your spine. Remember, arms shoulder distance, feet hips width. Inhale to plank pose, top of a push-up. Take your knees down if you like, or you can keep them up. It's up to you. Harder to keep the knees up, working a little more core strength there. But reach your sitting bones toward the backs of the knees up or down, lower slowly to the mat, exhale. Slide your hands by your low ribs and inhale, peel the chest up. Really lengthen your sitting bones toward the backs of the knees. Press all 10 toenails down into the floor. Release, tuck your toes, press up to plank. Knees can be up or down, and then back into downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Arms and ears in line. Steady breath. Look forward, bend your knees. Walk, or if you want to hop, you could hop feet to hands. Then inhale, come halfway up, lengthen the spine. Fold forward as you exhale, bend the knees as needed. Press through the feet. Inhale, stretch tall, looking up. And exhale, bringing the hands down. Come to the top of the mat in Tadasana, mountain pose, feet together or hip socket distance apart. Inhale, sweep your arms out, around and up. Exhale, hinge from your hip creases. Come forward with a very long spine. Inhale, lengthen your spine, look up. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step your right foot way back, and then step your left foot way back to meet it in downward dog. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Stretch back, lengthening your spine. Now lift your right leg up on your inhale. Drop your outer hip down, and then open the hip and bend the right knee. If that feels comfortable, stretching out the hip. Now square off the hips again. Look forward, step your right foot up by your right hand. If it doesn't make it, pick it up and put it forward so that your knee is over your ankle. And then step your left foot forward. You can take as many steps as you like. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look up. Exhale, fold. Press through the feet. Inhale, reach up nice and tall. Pull the ribs in. Exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale again. Sweep your arms out, around and up. Exhale, hinge forward from your hip creases and fold forward. Look up, lengthen, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step your left foot way back, and then step your right foot way back. So you're again in downward facing dog. Arms, shoulders distance, feet hips width. Now lift your right leg up from the inner thigh first, then bend the knee and open up the hip. You can take your left foot over toward the right side of the mat as much as you're comfortable. Now square off the hips again. So level hips, look forward. Step the left foot up with the left hand. You might need to pick it up and put it forward so that the knee is over the ankle. And then take a breath in, as many steps as you like. Step the right foot forward, come halfway up and look up. Fold over your legs, exhale. Press through your feet, inhale to reach up. And then exhale, bring your hands down. And we'll balance a little bit next. So grounding down through your left leg, pick up your right foot. Take it anywhere below or above your knee. You can also have the ball of the foot rest on the mat. Drop your outer right hip down as best you can. Squeeze your left hip in. Reach the arms up when you're ready. Keep a steady gazing point to help with your balance. And if you fall out of it, no big deal. Just come back in. Palms face each other with the arms lifting. Squeeze your left hip in toward the midline. Now, point your knee forward, extend the right leg forward. You can hold it lower or higher, doesn't matter how much, but keep your shoulders above your hips. There's a tendency to want to lean back. Release that and release the arms. We'll do the other side. Right leg down, left foot up. So you can take it to the inner ankle and keep the ball of the left foot on the floor. You can take it below the knee or take it above the knee. I was having trouble on this side. My foot kept slipping. So if that happens to you, no worries, just keep going. Reach your arms up as you inhale. So squeeze your right hip in towards center now and drop your left hip down. And if you need to readjust, you just readjust. Keep steady breath and steady gaze. Arrow straight arms. Point your left knee toward the front of the mat. Extend the leg any amount, but keep dropping the hip down. Higher or lower lifting is fine, but keep your shoulders above your hips. Bend the knee and release it back down. Back to Tadasana at the front of the mat, feet together or hip socket distance apart. This time we'll inhale, bend the knees, drop the hips, chair pose. Press the weight toward the heels, press the shins back, spin the inner thighs down. Exhale, belly to thighs, straighten the knees as much as you can. Inhale, lengthen, look up. Exhale, step the right foot way back. And then step the left foot back into plank pose. Now again, you can take your knees down or keep them up. It is up to you, but hug your elbows in as you lower slowly to the mat. Then slide your hands by your low ribs, peel your chest up on your inhale, or perhaps upward facing dog, shoulders above wrists, thighs and knees are off the floor, so you gotta really press into the tops of the feet. Then exhale, come to down dog. I usually drop my knees down a little bit to come to down dog. Inhale, right leg up, lifted from the inner thigh. Look forward. We want to step it all the way up by the right hand. It's a big step, so you might need to pick it up and put it there. But make sure your right knee's over your ankle and rest your hands on your thigh. Pull your belly in, pull the right hip back. Bend your back knee and lengthen your buns toward the ground. Then reach up through the arms. Pull your front ribs in, lift your back ribs. Then lean forward over your right leg, arms and ears in line. One long line from fingertips to the back of your heel. Keep pulling right hip back. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your left foot forward. Take as many steps as you need to get it to the front. Look up, inhale. Fold over the legs, exhale. Now bend the knees again. Drop the hips. Come into Utkatasana chair pose. Sit back in your imaginary chair and then come to standing. Good work. We're going to do the other side. Inhale, bend the knees, sit back, weight toward the heels. Pull the ribs and belly in. Keep your spine nice and long. Arms as straight as you can. Exhale, belly to thighs and straighten the legs as much as they will. Then inhale, lengthen, look up, pull the belly in, bend the knees. Now step your left foot way back. Step your right foot way back to plank. Knees can be up or down. Pull your belly in, lengthen sitting bones toward backs of knees. Slowly lower all the way down to the mat, knees up or down. Try to have everything touch at once. Come onto the tops of the feet, hands by low ribs, peel the chest up, inhale, cobra. Or pressing all the way up so thighs and knees are off the floor. Press onto the tops of the feet. Shoulders over wrists, then lower down a moment. Come all the way down, hands by low ribs, knees can stay down. We're going to press up to plank. So exhale, press, press, press up, and then lift into downward facing dog. So as best you can, and keep those belly muscles engaged. Inhale, left leg lifts from the inner thigh so your hips are level. Look at your left hand, step it all the way up. Take as many steps as you need, but make sure your left knee is over your ankle as you rest your hands on that leg. Pull in through the belly, pull the left hip back. Bend the right knee, drop your butt down. Then inhale, reach the arms up and straighten through the back leg. Breathe here. Pull your front ribs in. Exhale, lean over your left leg with a really long spine from fingertips to back heel. Make sure the knee stays over the ankle. Bring your hands down. Step your right foot forward as many steps as it takes. Then inhale, come halfway up to lengthen. And exhale to fold. Bend your knees, drop your hips back to chair pose. Weight into the heels. And then all the way to standing. Bring hands to heart. Nice job. Take a couple breaths here. We're moving toward Warrior 3 pose, which we haven't done yet in this particular series. So lifting up your right leg, ground down through the left, back to tree pose first. And then inhale, reach your arms up, palms facing one another. Drop the right hip down, point the knee forward, extend the right leg up any amount, doesn't have to be high. We're going to slowly swing it back. Try to not touch it on the ground if possible. If you need to, it's fine. As you lift it back behind you, got to start lifting it from the inner thigh and then dropping the outer hip down. You can even swing your arms back. It makes it a little easier, but widen your chest and your collarbones. Try not to let your back ground. Slowly make your way back to center. All right, second side. Ground through the right leg. Pick up the left foot anywhere above or below the knee for tree pose. Find your steady gazing point. It's important to have a place to look. Inhale, reach the arms up. So your gazing point's in front of you, either on the ground or at eye level. Now we'll point the left knee forward, extend the leg out any amount, doesn't have to be high. And then begin to slowly bring it back. Once you start lifting it behind you, begin lifting it from the inner thigh. Drop the outer hip down so your toes point straight to the ground. You could also swing your arms back along your sides. Makes it a little less difficult. Pull the belly in. Inhale, back through center. Good job. We're going to work on Warrior 3 just a little bit more. So grab your 2 blocks and have them handy in front of your mat. Feet are hips width apart. And then Tadasana, inhale, reach up through the arms. As you exhale, hinge from your hips and fold forward. Take your fingertips toward the floor or on the blocks. Then everybody hands on blocks. Lengthen the spine. You might even need to walk your blocks a little bit forward so that you have space. We want the shoulders and wrists aligned. Lift your right leg up again from the inner thigh. Pull your belly in and up. Widen your chest. Point your toes straight down to the floor. It helps keep the hips level. You can stay with hands on blocks or maybe reach your arms back alongside your body again for Warrior 3. Return the hands to the blocks and then set that foot down. It's great strengthening work here. So we're going to extend the left leg back. Now lift it from the inner thigh. Make sure the right hip is above your right ankle and your wrists are right underneath your shoulders. Pull your ribs and belly in. Keep everything nice and strong. If you'd like, reach the arms back. You don't have to. You can keep them on the blocks. Either way, you're still working a lot of muscles with the hands on or off the blocks. Return the hands down and step the feet together. Good job. Take your feet hips width apart and just fold over your legs. Bend the knees as much as needed and grab your elbows. Let your head hang. Let your neck lengthen. Release the hands. Bring them up toward the shins. Look up. Bend the knees, plant the palms. Step your feet back to downward facing dog. All the way back again. Arms shoulder distance and feet hips width. Breathe here. Now looking forward, step forward, cross at your shins and sit or come to seated any way you can and then lie back. Walk your heels under your knees. Arms by your sides. Inhale, lift up into bridge pose. Spiral the thighs in toward each other. If you'd like, you can roll your shoulders under and interlace your fingers. If that doesn't work for you, keep your hands alongside. Keep your chin away from the chest to lengthen the neck. Release your hands if they're clasped. Roll down and hug your knees into your chest. Gently rock yourself from side to side. Take your feet back to the mat. Now take your right ankle just past your left knee. And you can keep the left foot on the floor. You can hold behind the thigh or you can hold the left shin. Draw your right hip forward. This is a hip stretch. Usually that's where you'll feel it. Drawing the legs in toward the chest, but keep the right ankle flexed. And then release it. And we'll do the left side. Left ankle just past right knee, flex the left ankle. And then holding behind the thigh or hold the shin, or you can keep the right foot on the floor if you like. Breathe here and keep your left hip drawing forward. Steady breathing. Always return your attention to smooth inhales and exhales. Release that. Take your feet as wide as the mat. Take your hips over to the left and your knees over to the right. You can always take your left knee on top of the right if that's too intense this way, or a little more intensity, right ankle on left knee. Look over your left shoulder. Turn your belly up to face the ceiling as best you can. Twisting, as you know, is always good for our bodies. Release that. Take the hips over to your right and your knees to the left. If you want, you can take the right knee on top of the left if that's better for you. Or keep the feet wide and then place your left heel on top of your right knee. But if that's too intense, it does make it quite a bit more intense. If it's too much, you leave that foot on the ground. Breathing here, again, steady, smooth breaths. And then release it back. Come to center. Hug both knees into your chest. Lengthen your tailbone toward the floor. Get really long with the spine. Feet to the floor. Lengthen buns to heels. Draw your shoulder blades toward your waist and close your eyes. Let your feet flop open with your arms by your sides, your palms facing up, for a final resting pose, which is the most important pose of the practice. As you're settling in, I have a quote from E.B. White. Always be on the lookout for the presence of wonder. I'll be back in a moment as you rest. Begin to make little movements in your fingers and your toes. Take a long breath. Move your wrists and your ankles, and inhale, stretch your arms overhead for a really long stretch, reawakening the body. And then take your arms down, bend your knees, roll yourself off to your right side, and pause there to thank yourself for showing up today and taking your practice. Good work. Every day, every day. Press yourself up to seated, cross out your shins, bring your hands together. Let's bring our hands to the forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. And then hands to the heart center, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. And hands to the mouth, reminding us to have clear and loving communication, sending positive energy out to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Great job today. I'm so glad that you're on this journey with me. If you want more yoga classes, visit fightmasteryoga.com, hit today's yoga class, and if you want more beginners, you can click the Beginners Start Here button. Do yoga, feel better, and I will see you on your mat tomorrow. Have a great day.